This week could be a significant week in the very unique story of WrestleMania 36. Therefore, I thought, why not sit down, recap what has been going on, talk about how WWE and WrestleMania got into the situation that it currently is, and discuss this event and what's been going on, especially with this week being the potential week where WrestleMania can actually take place. WrestleMania. Since March 31st, 1985, this event has been not only one of the keys to WWE's success, but one of the biggest professional wrestling events of any calendar year. This year, WrestleMania is going to be one of the most unique WrestleManias in the entire history of WrestleMania. It's going to be one of the most unique events of WWE's history, of professional wrestling's history. And I have a few ideas about how it's going to play out, but I'll get to that later. Because first I do want to recap how we got to this event, or these events. We all know that WrestleMania 36 was originally scheduled to take place in the Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. We all were looking forward to it, the grandeur of it all, the spectacle, the Grandaddy Mall, the showcase of the Immortals, or whatever tagline you want to use. We always look forward to WrestleMania. Whatever your thoughts on the WWE product at the particular time, every year, a lot of fans, thousands upon thousands of fans will descend into the host city. Millions will watch on the WWE network and on pay-per-view. So everybody's looking forward to WrestleMania, and I have to say, even though these last couple of months, a lot of people were still of the idea that WrestleMania would still take place as usual. Even with this coronavirus pandemic slowly building up right across the globe, a lot of people thought WrestleMania, it will still go ahead as usual, just like every other WrestleMania has. And there has been occasions where WrestleMania has seemed to be the untouchable event. The most common scenario is wrestlers getting injured. But then, this is just the timing of their injury, especially major superstars. They managed to make it back for the showcase of the Immortals, for WrestleMania, to take part in what could be one of the biggest matches of their career. We've seen that so often. They happen to come back at the Royal Rumble or on the road to WrestleMania. And so I think a lot of people thought that WrestleMania would still go ahead. But of course, especially over the last month or two, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, I would say at least, which is about 2 months obviously, we have seen the slow rise of this pandemic, and a lot of places around the world, a lot of cities, towns, areas, countries even, being put on lockdown, and or travel bans being put in place, or travel restrictions put in place. And that was really the first indication about 6 weeks ago, like I said, about 6 or 8 weeks ago, that in fact made a lot of fans, and a lot of international fans, thousands of international fans, of course, travel to WrestleMania. The Raw and the SmackDown after WrestleMania, they're always those three very unique events, and that was the first indication to people that actually we're not physically going to be able to get to WrestleMania. So what would happen with their tickets? What would happen to the seating at WrestleMania? That was the very first real, I think, sign to people that WrestleMania is going to be affected severely by what is currently going on. And I'm not trying to minimise that, the situation in any way. Again, just like I said in previous videos, I'm just trying to kind of focus on different aspects of how real life is being affected by this. And that's why I'm in here. I'm not going out at all. So, WrestleMania, Tampa, Florida, the Raymond James Stadium. We all knew, well, what will happen? Will this stadium be half empty? Will local fans get the tickets released to them? What is exactly going to happen? A lot of speculation, rumours going around about what would happen. We fast forward then to early March, and that is the point of time where things changed for WrestleMania. I don't need to go into minute details, but early March is where the Tampa public authorities were basically stating, due to the restrictions being put in place and due to the spread of this virus, that they were severely and seriously looking at restricting events from happening, and of course that put WrestleMania in doubt. I don't need to, as one of my wrestling friends say, read between the lines in what the Tampa Bay authorities were saying in early March, around about, say, the 4th to the 6th of March at least. They were basically saying to WWE, we will give you, well, what they were saying is that we will give you a week to decide whether WrestleMania, and I may be slightly a few days off, but that's around the time that the rumours that that's what they were going to say to WWE were going around. They were saying to WWE around that time, we are going to give you a week to decide whether WrestleMania is still going to take place. And again, I don't need to read between the lines, because they were basically saying to WWE, we are going to give you a week to cancel this event. And if you don't cancel this event, we are going to do it for you. In other words, they're not going to allow this event to take place due to the public health risks. So whatever happened, it was looking doubtful that WrestleMania would take place. Fast forward to just really about a week or so ago, March 16th, that is when WWE made the announcement that is really, as I said earlier at the start of this video, made WrestleMania one of the most unique WrestleManias and one of the most unique WWE major events in history. They announced that, of course, as we all know now, WrestleMania would be moved from Tampa Bay, the Raymond James Stadium, to the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida, which is where we've seen the last couple of weeks of television tapings and events. And obviously, I'm recording this on a Monday, so tonight I believe they're still doing another Raw, and I'll talk about what their schedule is in a few minutes. But they've moved everything to the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, and they made the announcement on March 16th that that would include WrestleMania. So WrestleMania is going to be done at the Performance Center. That didn't get a warm welcome, obviously, for many fans, especially with WWE announcing that these events, these television tapings, would be on a closed set. So no public allowed whatsoever, only essential personnel at these tapings, these events at the Performance Center only. Again, people wondering, well, what is going on? And what is WWE doing? Why are they continuing with WrestleMania? Since then, and just in these last week or so, we've heard a couple more announcements regarding WrestleMania 36. We've heard that WWE said that it's now split into a 2-night event that will be on Saturday, April the 4th, and the original date of WrestleMania 36, Sunday, April 5th. A 2-day event for the first time in history, similar to what New Japan Pro Wrestling has done with their Wrestle Kingdom, and other independent companies. ICW here in Scotland have done that, had their Fear and Loathing event over 2 days. WWE, for the first time, which is very sad to see this in this situation, but I'll talk about this more in a couple of minutes. They announced for the first time WrestleMania would be over 2 nights, and it's very sad to see that this would happen in this situation. It's something that fans have been clamouring for and asking for many years, for WrestleMania to become a more than a 1-night event. But we get it this year, technically. Again, I'll get to that in very, very shortly. We've also heard that former NFL player Rob Gronkowski has signed to be the host of the event. And here is what I'm saying about 2 nights of WrestleMania. It's been reported over the last 48 to 72 hours the reports and rumours are going around that this week, and this is why I said at the start of the video, this could be a significant week for WrestleMania 36. We are hearing rumours now that WrestleMania will be pre-taped. Yes, for the first time, WrestleMania will be pre-taped. We're hearing those rumours. We've not heard this officially from WWE. WWE have not, as of yet, as of the time of this recording, on Monday 23rd of March, they have not put out any kind of statement saying, yes, WrestleMania will or will not be pre-recorded. That is the rumour going around currently, that they are going to tape it in just 2 and 3 days. They're going to tape WrestleMania on March 25th and 26th, and then air it on the WWE Network and any pay-per-view providers that will be carrying WrestleMania on April 4th and 5th, the dates advertised for WrestleMania. Now, before I get into a quick rundown of the card and kind of round this up, my feelings really about what the potential is for WrestleMania, and taking a look at the list of 9 matches that I'll read out in a couple of minutes that are currently scheduled for WrestleMania, I do feel that there is a strong possibility we will not get to see a 2-night WrestleMania as we would like to see it. I believe we may see only a couple of hours of wrestling on each night. I don't know whether they'll do a kickoff show. They'll most likely do some sort of kickoff show, but without wrestling, because they have already announced, I believe, that they've got rid of, due to the wanting to use essential personnel only and to minimise the risk to the roster, there is not going to be any of these multi-person, 30-person Battle Royal events that we've seen regularly over the last couple of years as a part of WrestleMania, which again is a shame. So we're not really getting a 2-night WrestleMania, because my opinion is, as I said, I believe that if they do, especially if they do pre-tape WrestleMania, and looking at the matches currently listed on Wikipedia, although this could change tonight, there could be more matches added, I would not genuinely would not be surprised if we see 2 or 3 hours, or maybe 2 and a bit hours of WrestleMania being broadcast on the WWE Network on April 4th, and then another 2 hours odd being aired on the WWE Network on April 5th. I honestly do not believe, although they may present it as such, and 2 hours is still a decent show, depending on how long the matches go. Comparing it to the traditional WrestleMania that we've seen for the past few years, of a 4 or 5 hour event, we're not going to see that on 2 nights. We're not going to see, in my opinion, a full card of matches that people would like to see of a 2-night WrestleMania. I think the matches will be split into 2 broadcasts. Especially if they do pre-tape it, I believe we will see maybe 2 hours on broadcast on April 4th, 2 hours broadcast on April 5th. We will not get a full length as normal WrestleMania show, and one night and then the next night. As I said, I think it'll be split over. The broadcast of the 4 hours will be split over 2 nights, rather than have 4 hours, many matches on one night and then the same on the next night. That's my opinion. I know I'm getting a little bit befuddled there, but I think we'll at least get a couple of hours on the 4th and 5th of April on the network. I think that's what we'll see. I think that's what we're more likely to see, a couple of hours on each night. Before I get to the Brock Lesnar rumour as well, I will quickly run down what matches, according to Wikipedia last night, and again, tonight is Raw. WWE could change things as I'm recording here. They could announce things on their website, whatever. But as I record this, the 9 matches currently scheduled for WrestleMania 36 are The Miz and John Morrison defending the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships against The New Day, Big E and Kofi Kingston, or The Usos, Jimmy and Jey Uso. A six-pack elimination match for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. Bayley defending against Lacey Evans, Dana Brooke, Tamina, Naomi, and Sasha Banks. Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins. The Undertaker versus AJ Styles. John Cena versus The Fiend Bray Wyatt. A singles match for the WWE Universal Championship will see Goldberg defend against Roman Reigns. A match for the WWE Raw Women's Championship, Becky Lynch will defend against Shayna Baszler, which I think should be an awesome match. I think the women's matches could be really good this year. I really do. Although I'd like to see Nikki Cross being part of the six-pack elimination. Hopefully she'll play some role. We will see for the NXT Women's Championship, Rhea Ripley defend against Charlotte Flair. That hopefully will be really good. And that singles match for the WWE Championship, Brock Lesnar defending against fellow Scot of mine, Drew McIntyre. That is one match I'm really looking forward to. One of the rumours going around is that Brock may not be able to travel out of Canada due to the travel bans, due to the restrictions, due to this pandemic. I'm hoping that issue will be addressed tonight on Raw. I believe Paul Heyman, from looking at Facebook, he is on his way to Raw. He will be there. Hopefully he can address this and confirm that Brock will be there this week. But as I said, we are looking at the potential for WrestleMania 36 to be pre-taped on, just checking my notes, on March 25th and 26th, and as I said then, being aired on the WWE Network on Saturday, April 4th and Sunday, April 5th. And if that happens, as I said, I would not be surprised that if WrestleMania in totality is about 4 hours, but it's split over those 2 nights. Now, in my opinion, WrestleMania 36, I don't really feel, as I said, though I'm kind of trying to look on the positives side of this, because I realise, as with many people have, WWE are pushing ahead with WrestleMania. This is the way we are going to get WrestleMania this year. I am not saying, as many others have suggested, Jim Cornette, Brian Last and others have suggested, we may get perhaps a WrestleMania kind of special later this year if things go better than some people are expecting with this pandemic. But I would say that this is how we're going to get WrestleMania this year. Do I like it? No. Hell no, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I would like to see WrestleMania postponed until the point of the WWE are able to put this event on as normal, as scheduled, with fans, with the pyrotechnics, with a great big show, almost like, kind of like the Saudi Arabia Greatest Showdown shows, and not in obviously Saudi Arabia, but I would like WWE to put this off until they can put on a great event, a whole weekend of events if they want to, or just simply a one-off WrestleMania show with no fan access, even whatever. I do know WWE, let's face it, WWE's up against the wall a little bit in this situation. We do not know how long this scenario is going to last. We do not know how long the restrictions and everything is going to take place, and one of the questions is, how long can WWE push forward with having these shows with no audience? I think, to be honest, in WWE's mind, as I said, with WWE's mentality that we know about, especially Vince McMahon, he's a stubborn guy. I think they'll continue to push forward regardless, and however long it takes. So we don't know how long this is going to last, which does put, some experts even speculating restrictions could be in place for up to 18 months. I really hope that that's not the case. I really do. But WWE's back again, is against the wall, like many other companies we are seeing close down right now, and their stores opening today. Many of them are doing that, and I'm not going to go into that. So we don't know how long this is going to last. Yes, I think WWE should perhaps maybe continue to show some, to do some type of programming, some type of content. But to be WrestleMania, no, I don't think it. WrestleMania 36, yeah, it's going to be one of the most unique WrestleManias of all time, and it's going to be memorable, but for many of the wrong reasons. No crowd, closed set in the Performance Centre. Not that there's anything wrong with the Performance Centre. It's a great place, and many fans and wrestlers are really glad that they took that step to open that. But yeah, WrestleMania 36 is not going to be one of the greatest shows of all time. It's not going to be one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time. And I would like to see WWE postpone it until they can do a WrestleMania properly. But saying that, as I said, WWE and Vince McMahon, who's always getting the flack, he's always getting pointed out as the one who must be, pushing this forward. Is Triple H also, the full McMahon family really pushing ahead with this? Which they must do, because otherwise, obviously, it would be off. Whatever happens, WrestleMania 36 is going ahead right now. I cannot see it being postponed. This is where WrestleMania, as I said, we're going to get. So, we're going to have to look, and it'll be put under the microscope. It'll be examined thoroughly, whatever happens on the show. And over the next couple of weeks, people will be picking at it, and I might even talk about it myself, probably will, because especially if we're still stuck inside. But this is WrestleMania we're going to get. We're going to have to just hope that it's better than we want it to be. It's going to be very difficult for the wrestlers involved. We don't know that, but I'm kind of hoping that WWE can make some kind of decent thing out of the horrible situation that they currently find themselves in. It's a difficult situation for everybody. Like I said, we don't know what exactly is going to happen even in the near future. But, as I said, without a doubt, WrestleMania 36 is going to be one of the absolute most unique presentations that WWE has ever done and that we've ever seen. Regardless of what your thoughts on this current situation, it's going to be one of the most unique professional wrestling shows of all time.